Hello, and welcome back. My name is Yanni. I'm the owner of the Amazon agency Commerceville. We're a full-service Amazon agency where I work with over 20 brands. We do all the listing creation, the ads, all the fun part that has to do with Amazon. Now, today I want to speak about an experience we had with a client. It's a bit of a case study, really, of what we did, I believe, right, and what was happening wrong beforehand. And hopefully that can help your brand. So we took this health and beauty brand about 5 months ago. They were doing about 40,000 a month, and we managed to scale them to 120,000 a month. And I want to tell you exactly how we did it. The first thing we always start with any client is we make sure we have a look at all the listings. Good performers, bad performers, everything. We want to first optimize them. I want to see if the title is correct. Does it have enough keywords? I want to make sure that the title, the bullet points, the images, the A+ content, they're all up to scratch and to check. This way, and one of the easiest way to understand that is first keywords. Is the Amazon SEO part correct? Are all the backend keywords added? So we're checking everything that has to do with the listing. We analyze everything. And usually 99% of the time, there's always something to fix. You can always do A/B tests and change the main images, but I would only do that if there's a click-through rate issue. Now, we analyze the listings, we check, we make sure we're improving. Once we optimize the listings, only once we've optimized the listing, we then look at the ads. So for this particular client, his listings weren't at the best level. The products were good, which is great. That's super important. The products were good, but the main images weren't great. The main images weren't showing the products well. The main images were low quality. The other secondary, third, fourth, fifth, sixth images, they weren't telling the story. They weren't explaining the product. So we fixed all of that. It was a big project, a lot of work from that side. So we changed all of that. First thing that happened, of course, is the click-through rate skyrocketed. The click-through rate improved significantly. The click-through rate before us was 0.20. With us, it became 0.57. And that is double. No, that's almost triple actually. So that really made a huge difference. Now, he had a good amount of listings, so we went through all of them and we had to do big changes. But that click-through rate improving that much was a significant difference. After that, we started to have a look at the advertisement. The previous advertisement was a lot of auto ads and 1 to maximum 2 campaigns per product. The return on investment wasn't great. He was, I believe, 55 or 60 ACoS. The tacos was super high as well. So he was kind of breaking even to slight profit. We looked at all the ads. We had to kind of delete all of them. We gathered some data from the previous ads, but there wasn't great data to gather anyway. So we had to restart all the ads. Instead of having 1 or 2 campaigns per product, we did 4 auto campaigns, 3 to 5 manual campaigns, and 1 to 2 product targeting campaigns. The reason we do so many campaigns is because I want to try every type of targeting. The more you try, the more you test on ads, that's how you find out what works. Now, of course, you don't keep all of those 7, 8, 10 campaigns. You cut the losers, you cut the bleeders, but you keep the good campaigns. Now, the more you test, the more you can find those good campaigns. So we did a lot of testing and trying. And most importantly, once we did that, we were checking them every day. I cannot emphasize that enough. If you're a brand owner, if you're in e-commerce, check your ads all the time. I hear a lot of brand owners and business owners checking their ads once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month. In my opinion, that is crazy. You have to check them as much as possible. We do it daily for our clients and for our business because we have, of course, the team and the facilities to do that. And because we know you have to do it. Now, you don't make huge changes daily, but you want to check them all the time. The more you check them, the more knowledge you understand you have. And not only checking them, but tracking when you check them or when you make changes. So if I've checked them on Monday and the stats are X, I want to make sure that when I do a bit change, I write it down. Let's say, for an example, on a Google Sheet, you write that down. And when you check them in 2, 3 days, whenever you check them, you make sure that you know if it's going up or down. This way, when something happens, let's say you increase the bid by 3p and a positive change happened, you kind of put that in your mind. You understand, okay, on this particular cases, when we increase the bid, this happened. You want to make sure that everything is recorded, bad and good, so then you know what and how to proceed in the future. We implemented that system of recording everything, put our systems in place, make sure everything was checked, and the ads really started scaling. So the first month he was doing 40,000, then the second month he already did 55,000, but most importantly, a lot more profitable. On that 40,000 in sales, he was doing less than 5,000 in profit. 5 months later, on that 120,000 in sales, he was doing 24 to 25,000 in profit. So the profit difference was huge. But why was the profit difference so different? Because when your click-through rate almost 3x, his previous ACoS was 50 to 60%. With us, it's under 20%, as crazy as that sounds. Under 20%, meaning that I think right now it's sitting between 14 and 15%. So he's spending a good amount of money, even more than before, but his ad spend is a lot more profitable. But the key here is, and we understood that pretty quickly, that the products were good. And when the product is good and you're doing ads properly and correctly, you're going to get a lot more sales. And at the beginning, your ads profitability won't be great, but the more sales you have, you'll start getting that momentum and organic sales will increase. That's why his organic sales right now are on fire. Ads are doing very well, but the organic sales are doing incredibly well because now he has more reviews, more sales, his volume is bigger, his products are more recognized and have more reviews, more credibility in the market. He's on those top 5, 7, 10 spots on Amazon, so he's getting a lot more traffic and sales. And that is the key. But remember, if I have to summarize this, is first, optimize your listing. Always optimize before you advertise. Make sure your listings are optimized. Good main image, good description, good keywords, good Amazon SEO, and only then you start advertising. Because if you advertise a listing that is not optimized, you're losing on a lot. For example, when we started advertising these listings after the optimization and their click-through rate was 3 times better, almost 3 times better, our ads became much better because it's an optimized listing. And you know yourself, if you look at the listing that doesn't look great, it's probably not even catching your eye. So make sure your listing is optimized and only then you start pushing the ads. And with ads, try as much as possible. Test different things. You never know what keyword is going to work exactly until you test it. You never know what type of auto campaign will work until you test it. So test as much as possible. And of course, check and track. These are the things I would do. I wouldn't complicate it a lot more. If you have a good working product, then make sure it's optimized, advertised correctly, and of course, check and track. I hope you liked this video. A lot more to come. Catch you.